The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Jago Castro, bringing you the biggest headlines from around the world. The Justice Department is considering using artificial intelligence to thwart human trafficking operations. Justice Secretary Boying Remulla says the possibility of using AI in immigration processing was discussed during a meeting of the NAIA Task Force Against Trafficking. Remulla says AI may be used to profile passengers and identify possible victims of illegal movement.
We'll try to see if we can use artificial intelligence to vet many of the people who want to leave, especially yung prone sa trafficking. Meron kasi yan meron niya mga metrics na kailangan tingnan. Baka sakaling doon makuha natin yan. It's a tool that we can use.
The government also appeals to passengers for a little more patience when it comes to immigration. Remulla says immigration officers have to be extra careful in screening passengers to thwart attempts to smuggle Filipinos out of the country.
Unawain na lang nila na sa kultura natin, talagang iniingatan natin yung mga taong maaring ma-traffic sa ibang bansa at maging modern day slaves. Ang advisory ngayon, mas maaga dumating sa airport, mas maagang iayos ang papeles para hindi sila ma-offload o hindi sila mahuli sa kanilang mga flight.
The government service insurance system vows to collect unpaid loans flagged by the Commission on Audit. GSIS President Arnulfo Veloso said they are now looking into loan accounts, some of which date back to the year 1978. According to Veloso, the GSIS was able to reduce the amount to 35 billion from 45 billion pesos after the reconciliation process.
Nagkaroon ng tinatawag na reconciliation of loan accounts to spot discrepancies and correct them promptly. Gumawa ho kami ng agreement with various payment providers katulad ng Bayad, Luwilier, sa Land Bank at pwede ho sila magbayad doon.
The GSIS called on its members to settle their unpaid loans to keep the pension funds sustainable.
Nakikiusap po kami sa ating mga miyembro at mga pensioners. Magtulong-tulong po tayo in keeping the pension fund healthy by paying our loans responsibly. We have been reminding those who are unable to pay them on time na pakinaman na asikaso po ito para rin ho sa mga benepisyo rin ng iba nating mga membro.
President Bongbong Marcos has ordered his cabinet to study the possible allocation of a 190 million peso fund to support Mayon evacuees for 90 days. On Wednesday, the president visited over 5,000 families or 19,000 residents that have been evacuated so far due to Mayon's eruption. In a situation briefing, local officials discussed with Marcos the current activities of Mayon, the situation of the evacuees, and the province's preparations should there be a hazardous eruption. There, Marcos admitted that the quick response fund of 30 million pesos may be inadequate to support evacuees, as it could only last for 2 weeks. Marcos says the planned 190 million peso fund for evacuees should be enough to support them for 3 months. State volcanologists earlier projected that Mayon's unrest could last for months.
We will have to make up the difference for the continuing in terms of, I suppose, food, non-food items, and all the other arrangements that we are going to have to make.
Aside from funds, the president also ordered authorities to prepare aid, including both food and non-food items like hygiene kits, to last for 90 days. The palace says that so far, Marcos is pleased with local authorities' response to Mayon's unrest.
Mabuti na yung matapos na mas maaga kaysa sa anticipated, kaysa mabitin naman ang ating bigay. Tignan talaga natin kung ano yung kailangan.
Meanwhile, FIVOC says there is a possibility of further expanding the danger zone to 8 kilometers. Radius from the current 7 should alert level 4 be raised over Mayon volcano. In the past 24 hours, 7 volcanic earthquakes and over 300 rockfall events have been recorded. Still, FIVOC notes that the volcano's sulfur emissions remains low.
Well, ang lumalabas kasi na asupre ay mababa ang bilang. So wala pa tayo nakikita na ganong kataas. Kailangan niyong isipin ng explosivity ng isang bulkan ay nakasalalay sa dami ng gas na nasa loob ng magma.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. The Fisheries Bureau notes a decline in fish production in the West Philippine Sea despite being one of the richest fishing grounds in the archipelago. According to a Philippine Star report, BFAR said fisheries production in the disputed waters dropped 7% between 2021 and 2022. BFAR said this takes into account the output not only of the Pag-asa Island, but all provinces fronting the West Philippine Sea. However, the Bureau clarified that the decrease in production could be attributed to typhoons in 2022 and not the maritime territorial conflict. BFAR says it has delivered more than 4 million pesos in assistance to fisher folk associations. Heads up, motorists! Toll rate hikes for the North Luzon Expressway take effect today. For the open system, which covers the cities of Navotas, Valenzuela, and Caloocan to Marilao in Bulacan, NLEX will implement a 7 peso increase for Class 1 vehicles or regular SUVs and cars. For buses and small trucks or Class 2 vehicles, toll fees increase by 17 pesos, while rates for Class 3 vehicles or large trucks will climb by 19 pesos. Meanwhile, those traveling end-to-end from Metro Manila and Mabalacat City in Pampanga will have to shell out 33 pesos more for Class 1 vehicles. 81 pesos for Class 2 and 98 pesos for Class 3 vehicles. Aside from these adjustments, a 36 centavo increase per kilometer is implemented for the closed system. This covers the portions between Bukawi, Bulacan and Santa Ines in Mabalacat, Pampanga, including Subic Tipo. The Toll Regulatory Board explains that the new rates are part of their authorized periodic adjustments to curb the impact of high inflation. This is only half of TRB's approved rate increase, so motorists will have to brace for another possible toll hike next year.
Kung tutuusin, kalahati nga lang po ang pinayagan ng ating tanggapan dito upang hindi naman po masyadong maapektuhan ang ating mga users. At the same time, makatulong na rin sa pag-ibsan ng ating inflationary.
Malacanang has declared June 28 a national holiday in line with the celebration of Eid al-Adha or the Feast of Sacrifice. Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin signed a proclamation to commemorate one of the two main holidays celebrated by Islam around the world. Employees reporting for work on regular holidays will be paid 200% of their daily wage rate. Meanwhile, those who do not show up to work will still receive 100% of their rate. And that's it for this hour. I'm Diego Castro. Join us again at 11:15 a.m. We are One News, all sides, all the time.